Hola, and welcome to Culinary Confessions. I'm your host, Chef Mike. Today we're here with Lizeth and Courtney, and they're going to be doing a Mexican appetizer for us.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Before we get into the cooking segment, though, let's find out more about our guests. And part of this presentation will be in Spanish for all you Spanish-speaking people out there. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tell me all about yourself, your name, your school.
All right, I'm Courtney Lowe. I go to Port Huron High School. I'm a senior. I'm 18 years old. I enjoy cooking. I figure skate. I'm a drummer. And you?
Hi, my name is Lizeth Navarro. I go to PH, and I'm a junior in high school. I'm 16, and I'm Hispanic.
Did you want to do that in Spanish also?
Okay. Hola, me llamo Lizeth Navarro. Tengo 16 años y voy a la escuela PH y me gusta cocinar.
All right. Now, how did, I'm going to ask you both the same question. So, how did you get interested in cooking? What influenced you?
I'm going to have to say Emerald. And if not Emerald, probably either my brother or grandma. But my brother used to always watch Emerald, so I kind of got into that. So I'd have to say him.
Are they good cooks?
Oh, very good. Very, very good.
Now, we know Emerald's a good cook.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And what's that?
I got interested in culinary through my mom. My mom makes this, at work she sells this bread called pan dulce in Spanish. And I seen that she had so much fun doing it, so I just kind of got interested in it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, a mí me interesó cocinar por mi mamá porque ella hace pan que se llama pan dulce y ella se los da a las personas con que trabaja.
All right. Now, do you cook at home?
Yeah, I do.
What do you make?
Make lots of things. My favorite things, probably chicken. I like to spice up my chicken, add some hot sauce, you know. Mm-hmm. I bake sometimes, make some cookies, cakes. Pretty much whatever anybody wants, I'll make it.
Okay.
I usually just help my mom around the house. I just help her cook dinner and stuff, so yeah, I do cook a lot.
Okay. Have you found yourself cooking more now that you're at Tech and taking a culinary class than you did like before? You know, people calling you into the kitchen. Okay, I need some help cutting this stuff up now.
Everybody used to do it for me, like my mom, but now that I'm in school, she oh, you can come do this. She trusts me a little more.
Before I really didn't cook, I would help my mom do one or two things, like help her cut potatoes, and that's pretty much it. But now I actually, certain days she'll let me cook dinner by myself, so yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Spanish?
Yo no hice de comer mucho antes, pero ya cuando vine aquí, ya mi mamá ya me deja hacer más comida en la casa. Me deja hacer de cenar.
Now, are you working anywhere?
Yes, I work at Jet's Pizza, and I also work at SE4. SE4, I mostly just do sometimes prep work. I also work with the fast food, you know, the Bosco sticks and the pizza. At Jet's, we do all the prep work for the pizzas. We cut the green peppers, the onions, the cheese.
Is there any secrets that you can share with us from Jet's Pizza, or would they frown upon that?
No, we make our own sauce, so I mean, it's a lot more fresh than a lot of pizza places, I'd have to say.
So you enjoy working there?
Oh, I love it.
Okay, and just so we can get a little push out there for that particular pizza shop, which one is it?
Marysville.
Marysville. Okay.
I don't really have a job. I just kind of help my mom cook, bake the bread that she makes for her job. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't really have a job.
Okay. So what are your plans for after you get done with Tech?
I'm going to go to the Culinary Institute of Michigan. I'm going to go 2 years for hot food, 2 years for baking and chocolate sculpting, and then 2 years for business management, and hopefully move to Chicago and get a job there. Yeah, I got big plans.
Good. That's good. And you're in Lizeth?
I know I still want to follow this career and stuff. I want to move to Texas. I don't know yet what college I want to go to, but other than that, I just kind of want to open up my own restaurant and stick to my Mexican roots.
Okay.
And yo me quiero mover a Texas y quiero ir a una escuela ya todavía de esta carrera y además quiero seguir haciendo de comida de mexicana.
So you want to open up a Mexican restaurant. What kind of restaurant would, now you gave us some big goals there. What kind of restaurant do you want to work into?
I'm thinking like a steakhouse, because I'm more like the meat, potato type of person. Maybe have some good desserts, you know.
Now, a real fancy steakhouse like Morton's or?
Real fancy.
The fancier the better, huh?
Yep, that's how it is.
All right. I love the goals. I love the way you guys know exactly what you want to do and stuff like that. Have you guys signed up for college yet?
Yep, got
That's
accepted.
important, especially as juniors. And you're a senior though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't really, because I'm still a junior. I just got my ACT scores back, so I'm excited to look for a school.
All right. Have you guys ever? Well, who's your favorite chef on the Food Network? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Mine's either gonna be Emerald or Gordon Ramsay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine is,
I'm a fan of Gordon Ramsay.
mine's Ida and Giada, because I like how they stick to, you know, their roots too.
Have you guys ever thought about being Food Network chefs? Ever come about?
Thought about it, but I'm just not the, you know, I don't know. I'd just
The
rather
TV
be in the
type?
restaurant in the back cooking
No.
instead of in front of.
not
No.
a TV chef. Well, you guys are going to be TV chefs today.
I know, but
Gotta try it out. Gotta try new
you
things.
got to give it a shot.
Well, this is going to be. I've seen what you guys are going to make, and I'm excited to try it. You want to tell us a little bit about what you're making in English and Spanish, and just give us the whole menu?
Vamos a hacer sopes. Es un como mexicano plato y tiene frijoles y tiene carne, lechuga, tiene sour cream y tiene muchas cosas. Y hay muchas personas que lo hacen en sus versiones, pero nosotros les vamos a enseñar cómo lo hacemos nosotros.
Wow. Okay, now in English, so I know what you're talking about.
We're gonna make sopes, which is a Mexican dish, and it's like a masa tart. Has fried beans on it, ground meat, lettuce, sour cream, and everyone has their own versions. We're just gonna show you the version that we know, the one that we like.
All right, so right after the break, we'll meet back here in the kitchen and we'll start.
All right.
So, all right, I'm excited. We're gonna take a break and we're gonna meet these ladies in the kitchen for their sopes.
Sopes.
Yes, sopes.
For their sopes.
Hi, my name is Lizeth,
And I'm Courtney.
and we're gonna show you how to make sopes today. We're gonna show you how to form the shell of the sopes. So,
This is what we use. It's the masa. We have masa, about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and about 3 to 4 cups of water, depending on how much you need for the dough. It's got to get a little soft so that it's easy to ball up.
lo único que estamos haciendo es poniendo sal y maseca junta y nomás lo estamos mixeando y es todo. Por ahorita.
And right now she's mixing in the salt to get it all through the whole dough. She's going to add a little bit of water so that it can start to form instead of just being the powder.
Ahorita nomás le estamos echando agua.
And what exactly is masa?
Masa is kind of like a corn flour that we use in Mexico to make like tortillas, gorditas, if you ever heard of that. And it's just kind of like flour, only it's like a corn flour.
And you got to continue doing this for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how quick it soaks up. You don't really want cold water or warm water. You kind of want it just like lukewarm so that it'll stick to it easier.
Lo que estamos haciendo ahorita, ya le estamos echando la agua y lo queremos formar en una ball y hasta que se vea como dough.
And if we put too much water in, is it okay to add more dough?
More maseca, yes.
And you can tell if you were making this, you can see when there's still a bunch of dough clumps in there, or you'll be able to tell when it gets about right to start forming.
Sí, cuando estás haciendo esto ya sabes que está listo cuando ya está como suave y ya lo puedes poner en como una bola.
There might still be a little bit of water left, but what's ever left over, it's fine. It's not exactly a certain amount that you need to use. We usually use about 3 cups of the masa, depending on how many people you want. It makes about 10.
Como unos 10 sopes es lo que hace esto.
It's getting close.
Yes.
And after she's done with this, we're going to show you how to form the sopes.
You just kind of form it into a ball right now, and I'll show you how to form it. Okay. So you grab a ball, form it into a ball. It depends on how big you want the sope. Depends on how much you form it into a ball, how big the ball is going to be. I usually do it about this size, right?
A little bit smaller in the palm of your hand.
And you just kind of start forming it into like a flat circle. And you just kind of like, you don't want cracks on the outside. So try to like hide those, because
when you cook those, it'll break the edges off. And we
you
don't
can
want
dip your
that.
fingers into the water so it doesn't crack as much. That's usually what I do.
What she's doing is she's pressing in with her thumb to make a crease on the inside so that it pushes in to kind of make like a bowl shape.
Okay. Put it on the table. Shut the water.
And then you're going to put it on the table or the hard surface. You're going to press it down in the middle so that it can be flat at the bottom, so when you cook it, all your stuff won't come out.
And you just kind of form it into a tart. You don't want it too thin on the outside, because when we're gonna fry these, and when you fry them, if the outside of it's too thin, it'll just like crumble and it'll look kind of like a tortilla, and that's not how you want it. I'm gonna show you guys how to do one more.
So how do you know how thick you want it?
You just kind of like you just kind of want it like a tart. You don't want it too thin, because you're gonna be putting fillings in this. You're gonna be putting like beans and like ground meat and stuff, so you want it to be able to hold it.
And again, she's forming it into the ball.
Okay, lo que vamos a hacer aquí, nomás lo vamos a apachurrar hasta que sea como un circle. Y lo único que vas a hacer, ya cuando lo agarras, lo vas a puchar adentro hasta que ya salga como este. Y lo de afuera de aquí, lo quieres blandito, no quieres que enseñen como estos cracks aquí. Porque cuando lo cosas, si lo tiene eso, se va a quebrar. Y además lo que vas a hacer, lo vas a apachurrar ya en la mesa, o en esto lo que nosotros tenemos, y lo vas a como, para que tenga una pared, para que pueda agarrar todas las cosas que le vamos a echar. Y otra vez no quieres esto que esté muy, lo quieres grueso, es lo que lo quieres. Es como lo quieres.
And we're going to finish making these, and we'll be right back after this break.
Hi, my name is Lizeth.
And I'm Courtney.
And we're going to show you how to make the ground meat that are going to be in the sopes. So what we're going to do
is we're going to take as much amount of the hamburgers you think you need, depending on how many sopes you got. So she's probably going to put about half in there right now. That'll probably make approximately about anywhere from about 6 to 10. And she's going to add a little bit of pepper. It's about a teaspoon or two of pepper.
Just as much as you want.
she's gonna add a little bit of the onion powder. And about a pinch or two of salt.
And it's okay if you don't add it all at once. Like once it's almost cooked, you can add more seasonings if you want to.
She's also got some garlic powder there. She's gonna mix those in with that. And if you want at first, you can start heating up the pan before time. It'll get it warm so that your meat will cook a little bit faster. And where'd you come up with this recipe?
It's just a traditional Mexican dish that my mom grew up with, my grandma grew up with, and it's just how I kind of learned how to do it.
And right now she's gonna take the stems out.
Lo único que hicimos ahorita fue cocer la carne, le ponimos todos los seasonings que queríamos y ahorita estoy cortando unos tomates para darle más flavor.
She's using a tomato shark. And what she's doing is she's going to take the tomatoes so that she can add a little bit of flavor to the meat. You want them in about dice slice, maybe a little bit bigger. And how do you know how many tomatoes you would like to put in the meat?
You just add as many tomatoes as you want, and this just kind of gives it it gives it a little, makes it come out a little bit watery. That's why we add it, and it adds flavor. Because we don't want the ground meat to be too dry. Now I'm thinking for this ground meat, we're just gonna add 1 tomato.
Do you have to wait till the meat is fully cooked to add the tomatoes?
Just halfway. Let me check this.
Right now she's checking the meat to see if it's medium. And now we can see that the meat is half cooked, so she's going to add the tomatoes in there to give it the flavor. And once she adds that in, she's going to stir it in just to get it all around. And while we let the rest of that cook, we're going to take another break and we'll be back shortly.
Lizeth.
And I'm Courtney.
And now we're going to show you another part of the sopes, which is called frijoles fritos. What we did was just regular raw beans. We boiled them in water and let them sit for about 2 hours, and they're just regular beans. It's just how they look.
And what we're going to do now is she's going to fry the beans to get them a little bit warm so that we can mash them just to get the smooth texture. And she's going to add a little bit of oil to them just so that it'll help them fry.
Yeah, after they're halfway cooked. We're just going to mash the beans.
Does it taste different if you mash them to if you would just put them on?
Not really. We just do it to give it a texture. I don't know, it's just a Mexican thing that we do. Just when we make sopes, you just smash the beans.
And how do you know when they're fully smashed? Will there be none left, or will there still be a little bit of clump to them?
You just make them as smooth as you want them. They don't have to be like super smashed, like smooth. You just do it at your the way you want to have them.
Do you want it on high or low, medium?
Just I have it on high right now because we're just trying to cook them as fast as we can. So, but it doesn't matter. It can be at low if you want it. We're just putting like about 1/4 of a cup.
And that just helps fry it faster. All right, and she's gonna finish mashing those and we'll be back after this break. Hi, my name's Courtney.
Hi, my name's Lizeth. And what we're doing right now, Courtney's just gonna cut lettuce and she's gonna shred cheese. Lo único que ella está haciendo ahorita está cortando lechuga para poner en los sopes y ella le va a echar limón. Lo más le puedes echar el limón que tú quieras. A mí me gusta con todo el limón, pero a otras personas más le gusta con medio del limón. She's going to add lime to the lettuce, and it depends on how much lime you want on your lettuce. I usually like the whole lime because I like my lettuce really sour. But my parents and stuff, they do not like lime that much, so they add about half of it.
You can really add as much lettuce as you want. We're just gonna do half. Oops.
So all she's doing is putting it back in the bowl. Vamos a poner para atrás en el sartén. Va a cortar el limón. Y además le va a echar cuánto ella quiere. So she's going to add as much as she wants.
We're probably only going to do half depending on how much flavoring you want.
And then you just toss it. Just until the lime gets everywhere. Grab a knife.
Now we're going to shred some cheese.
Esto se llama queso fresco. Es queso fresco y es un queso mexicano. Es lo que yo me como cada día. Es el queso que me gusta a mí. And that's just a Mexican cheese.
You're going to want to dry it off a little because at first it's going to be a little wet.
Yeah, queso fresco is kind of wet. Some packages are wet, come with them a little bit wet, some of them aren't. So it depends on what kind of brand you get of cheese. All she's doing is shredding the cheese.
And how do you know how much cheese you need?
You just shred as much cheese as you want, as much as you're going to want on the sopes.
Is cheese a main part of the sopes, or what's the main part?
The main part about the sopes is probably the beans and the ground meat. Well, we'll be right back after this break. Hi, my name's Lizeth.
And I'm Courtney.
And we're going to show you how we got to the point of toasting them and frying the tart shells. Well, the masa tart shells. What we did was, after we formed them, which we showed you earlier, we toasted them in a pan about this size, this pan size, and we heated up the pan, and that's not a non-stick pan, so we had to heat it up and then cool it down to toast them, but other people have non-stick pans that you can just put them right on when it gets hot. So what we did is we put it on the pan, and we just toasted the bottom till they turned out kind of toasted from the bottom, and until they cracked from the top. And now what we're doing is we're just going to toast them.
She's going to put them in the deep fry oil.
Here, grab this. All we're going to do is put these in there and fry them up.
Some people like them really crunchy, some like them soft. Kind of depends on how
We already started to. And this is how they should look.
You You can see the color change. It's more yellow than white. Sorry, girl.
So all we really did was fry these. Lo único que hicimos fue fry these, and además los vamos a esperar hasta que venga este color, y es todo lo que tenemos que hacer. Y lo único que hicimos before hicimos esto fue tostarlos en otro sartén hasta que lo de abajo se ve como un poquito tostado, y es cuando hicimos esto.
And we're going to take another break while these are finishing, and we're going to bring out our toppings, show you how to top them.
Courtney. And hi, I'm Lizeth.
We're going to show you how to create them.
Lo que nosotros les vamos a enseñar es, ya le vamos a enseñar cómo poner todo junto. What she's doing is putting sour cream at the bottom. Oops. What we're going to do next, we're just assembling them right now. Es todo lo que estamos haciendo. Le vamos a poner, we need gloves.
We start by putting the sour cream at the bottom just so that it helps stick.
You're going to put beans at the bottom. As much as you want to put on there. You don't have, you can put a lot, you can put a little bit, it just depends on how you want it. Now we're going to put ground meat on it. The ground meat that we cooked earlier. Excuse me. And as much as you want to put on there. You can show them how to do that.
And then we're going to add a little bit of cheese on top of the meat. And again, it's pretty much as much cheese as you like. Just to get the flavor. And then on top of that, you're going to add your lettuce. Oops.
Lo único que ella hizo fue ponerle los frijoles abajo. Primero le puso esto, después le puso los frijoles, después le puso la carne. Le echó poquito queso fresco, y le echó la lechuga que cortamos, que le echamos limón. Now we're just going to finish all these up.
And while we finish these up, we're going to go and see how Chef likes these.
Culinary Confessions. Wow. This is not normal Taco Bell stuff.
Oh, no.
Boy, I am so glad and pleased that you guys did this. It looks inviting. It looks ready to pick up and just start chewing it. How did it go in the kitchen? What did you think about now being a TV chef?
I think it went good in the kitchen, but I mean, I think I could do it if I got myself, you know, to do it more than once. Got to try things a couple times.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
It was good, but I would not do this as a career.
You wouldn't do it as a career, though? No?
I'm very shy about this.
Well, it should break the mold now. You shouldn't be shy anymore. And really, you shouldn't be shy. This is excellent for public speaking, and excellent to, you know, just getting you out into the public and stuff like that. I'm sure that there's a couple Mexican restaurants out there someplace that want the recipe, because I want to tell you what, it smells so great in here. Okay, between the meat and the beans and stuff like that. Now, tell me a little bit about the beans. You use black beans instead of what, like pinto beans or something like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of different beans. There's brown beans, there's black beans, there's pinto beans. But mostly what I like to eat is black beans. It's my favorite. We eat them like every day with everything. Like usually Mexican traditions is you eat, like you have your main entree and you have side dishes. Your side dish is always going to be rice and beans. It's always what you have.
Now, trust me, I'm not trying to irritate you here, but a lot of people at home would probably not just tell me a little bit about how you made the beans. All you did was boil them with a little salt and stuff like that. So did you put any extra seasoning in it? You know, like refried beans you get out of the can.
Oh yeah,
and not so good.
No, it's very easy. Some people think this is hard, but it really isn't. All you do is soak the beans in water for like about an hour or so. That's usually how we do it. Then you boil like as much as water as it will cover it. You put the beans in there and you just let them sit. You just let them sit for about 2 hours, or it depends on how much you're gonna make.
Okay. Now, when you made the masa shells, and then you said something about toasting them, and you put them in aluminum pans, and I wanted to clarify that a little bit. When we don't use in food service, we try not to use Teflon pans and nonstick pans. What we use the aluminum ones. And the thing is, to seal them and everything like that, you heat up the pan first, right? And then you cool it down a little bit, and then you put it back on the stove and you heat it up, and that seals all those, you know, all the gaps in it and stuff like that, so nothing sticks.
Yeah.
That's what
we had to do. Yeah.
Okay, so, and well, normally during this segment, what I try to do is I try to say, okay, for all our dieters out there, what can we do different? Well, for all you dieters out there, this is a one-time shot. You know, I don't see any way of making, once a year, once in a while, but I wouldn't change your recipe any. Is there any other ways that you do this? Do you ever use chicken or something like that?
There's a lot of different versions to this. My aunt, she does them with chicken breast, and then some people do them with pig's head, and they use different kinds of beans. You can use different kinds of beans. Some people don't like the cheese on it. Some people don't like the lettuce in it. Some people just put beans on them, and that's it. Yeah, there's very different versions of this.
Okay. Would you like to address everything that we just talked about right now in Spanish, and then we'll finish this up?
Ya acabamos todo de hacer toda la comida, y además les queremos decir que lo prueben, y que hay muchas versiones de esto, y puedes ponerle la carne, no le puedes poner los frijoles, hay muchas versiones, y además nosotros les decimos como nosotros sabíamos hacerlos, y es todo lo que hicimos.
Now, I want you to repeat after me in Spanish, and just face the camera over there, and I'm going to close it up, and then you can close it up in Spanish. Okay. All right? We'll try to do this the first time out, okay? Thank you guys again for sharing this recipe with me and with the audience, and thank you for being with us with Cullinary Confessions.
Gracias mucho por estar aquí con nosotros y a ver nosotros hacer esto, y que lo prueben, y ahí los vemos.